Hello and welcome to Total War Live. We are back on actual Total War Live this time. It's a Wednesday, it's official. We're not just doing a Legendary Lord stream, we're going to do some free-for-all. That's right, I know everyone's been incredibly excited to see some free-for-all gameplay, and it's finally time for that. We have our contestants lined up here with a mystery challenger who we'll be getting to in a second. But first of all, the man wearing my outfit exactly for some reason, it's Mitchell Heasey.
Look, we've had it confirmed already. Grace says I wear it better. So
whoa, hold on.
Okay,
hold on.
Let's ask chat. All right, who is it better? Let us know in chat. Okay?
Maybe the person who's put some effort into their haircut. Maybe.
All right, moving on.
Would you like to introduce yourself to the audience, Mitch? For anyone else met you yet?
So I'm Mitch. I'm a designer on the new content team.
Fantastic. Good introduction.
That's all I have. I'm sorry.
So you got lead designer on Bretonia.
Yeah, Bretonia
is your
stat. Like my baby.
Your baby.
Yeah.
And carrying another baby at the moment is our new contestant, Joey Dalton.
Hello.
Or Broey Dalton.
Broey, it's Broey now.
It's brand Joey.
Yeah.
How are you doing? You feeling pumped?
Yeah, I'm quite pumped, although I do have to let you all know that I don't have any level of competitiveness just in my nature, so I'm happy to be here.
Wild card.
But I am not bothered about losing at all.
Wild card.
Wild card, yeah. How's it going to go?
That plays to the free-for-all environment though, right? Free-for-all, anything goes.
Yeah.
Could be anything that comes out.
I'm so chill about this.
So chill. Someone who's less chill. Gary, how are you feeling about this one?
I'm competitive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this one. This one is in the bag.
I know you've been scheming. I've been seeing you there, just like, come on, I've got
just working on the builds, just trying to get something that works. But
tinkering.
For people that don't know, I guess I'm a battle designer on the new content team. So yeah, I got a bit of a sort of reputation to uphold.
Yep. We haven't got Oscar with us today because he was busy, and he did actually create free-for-all, so that takes a bit of pressure off, I think.
That's true.
A little bit.
Because he's very good as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, he won last time, so kind of a little bit of a relief.
Yeah, so you aren't. It takes pressure off everyone else but you, because you are now.
A little bit. I mean, yeah, it's
the favourite.
It's as much skill-based as it is political-based. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, of course. We'll see what alliances form. And last but not least, my tip for the winner of this stream, Rich Aldridge himself. How are we doing, Mr. DLC Lord?
I'm very good, thank you. I'm slightly worried that my two guys here are with me and might decide to shank me in the back, but
it's true.
You know,
it's true.
You know, I do have the windmill that is Joey Dalton also in this battle, so that should be a lot of fun.
It's going to be interesting for sure. Without further ado, let's get you guys on your machines, getting set up. We will see you in just a second after this fascinating video.
Millennia ago, a great vortex was forged to protect the world from a terrible threat. Now this vortex falters, and all stands at the brink of ruin. From all sides, powerful forces gather to harness its energies for their own purposes. The noble High Elves, proud defenders of Oswan. From the jungles of Lustria come the cold-blooded lizard men. The Skaven stir in vast subterranean lairs. And the sadistic dark elf hordes spew forth from Nagaroth. The race is on, and the fate of the world will lie in the hands of the victor.
Welcome back, sports fans. We're here on the desk, ready to roll. Let's get that gameplay screen up, and we can see that Joey has opened up herself a nice little lobby here. Looks like she's going to be playing as the Dark Elves. We've just got Gary and Rich joining in now as well. So we've got three maps to pick from this stream. We've got the Grove of Slaughter, the Lost Temple, and Troll Country. We're going to be trying and go through all of those for you. Let's have a little look at chat. Chat, I can see you now. How are you doing? Are we having a good day? Are we excited for some free-for-all? We're going to be playing on large funds, standard normal difficulty, time limit of 60 minutes, and we'll see how this goes. It's definitely going to be an interesting one. Definitely an interesting one. I'm tipping Rich for this. I think he's going to have some interesting builds. It looks like he's staying with Dark Elves. We've let them choose their factions for the first game. Once we get to the second one, we will definitely be getting some Wheeler faction spins. I know that we want to see them. Kimsey Bempsey there already asking. And there is one E in Whelan, by the way. So, let's look at what Joey is building. She's grabbing herself Marathi from the looks of it, maybe going for some of that spell power. I'll just explain some of the rules of free-for-all for anyone who hasn't played before. Basically, we're going to have 4 separate factions. They can be the same faction if they want as well, but 4 different players all playing at the same time, all out for each other, and whoever is claiming the most points at the end of the game is going to come home the victor. But how are you going to get those points? Well, it's not just from kills or from winning the battle, it's actually from how much damage you're going to do on the battlefield. So based on the amount of damage you do and how expensive that unit is that you're doing damage to, you're going to get a certain amount of points. And at the end of the game, whoever is the last man standing will also get a bonus amount of points as well. And all of those will combine to see who is the winner, and we will be having a crown champion. We're going to do best of 3, so we're going to have 3 different factions. We're going to be 3 different matches, that's the one. And we're going to see who manages to get the most points out of all of it. So it's not over straight away if somebody hasn't won both of the battles, because they can clinch it in the final one if they win by enough points. And it's going to be interesting. Very, very interesting. It looks like we've got 2 Dark Elves, 2 Lizard Men as we're sorting out. Those have been the strongest so far, I think. Although, I'd be interested to see how people use the Skaven in this. Definitely taking some of those Storm Vermin with Halberds against all of those dinosaurs that were definitely going to be coming out. I know Mitch, for example, is going to be bringing out as many dinosaurs as possible. We do have the Wheeler factions here, guys. Don't worry. It's going to be coming up for the next matchup, and we will be having some randomized factions. It looks like everyone's readying up. We're just waiting for Mitch to get himself ready as well. Coming into the Grove of Slaughter, and we'll see what happens. Brachia, we're going to let them pick their factions for the first one. And then once we get to the next one, we'll be doing the Wheeler factions to get them all in different factions as well. Try and mix up their game plans. I don't know how many builds they've got themselves worked out with, but we'll see if they happen to get themselves there. Wappa Kappa, the game is going to be available from 8:30 BST tomorrow, I think, which is GMT +1. You can check on our forums and stuff for the release date time. You can preload right now if you want to grab the game as soon as possible. And, of course, hopefully you enjoy it tomorrow. It's going to be fun. Arrow says, in before Mitch's cheese army. He did bring an entire army of dinosaurs for our first little matchup. So it's going to be KFD returning, I think. The Cuddle Puddle coming in. Why wasn't Magic Mitch demoted to Mediocre Mitch? He's 3rd place Mitch, I think. We'll see if he comes 3rd place again. That's definitely going to be interesting. And here we go. Coming into the Grove of Slaughter. Getting ready. And you can see the colours that we've got up here. Yellow, blue, green, and sort of purpley pink as well. And we'll see which colours are being matched up with which player in just a second as we see what armies they've picked as well. Here we are in the Grove of Slaughter, themed after the Dark Elves, of course. And you can see that we've got these specific maps that have been made for Freefall especially. Basically, it's going to be completely even on all sides, kind of like an arena. And here you'll see that in the blue corner, we have Mitch himself. Definitely bringing some dinosaurs. I could see that one coming. It looks like he's gone for a bit of a heavy armor build here. A lot of Saurius warriors, a lot of Temple Guard. We've got some horned ones at the back. And, of course, Mazda Mundi on Slack, his favorite unit of all time. So definitely going to be a lot of interesting matchups here. It looks like he's moving into the forest here to try and get any protection from any early siege weapons, maybe. Over here, we have Joey, who has been picking the Dark Elves for this play. Gone with some Dark Riders on the flanks. We've also got some Witch Elves who are very, very good at dealing out damage. The Black Guard of Nagarond also going to be very useful for them. We've also got some Bleak Swords there as well, just as a bit of chaff. Obviously, the less money you spend on a unit, the less points it's going to be worth to the enemy. We've also got some Hagen F Executioners for that bit of armor-piercing damage. Black Guard are obviously going to be very useful for anti-large as well. Looks like she's gone for a Sorceress of Fire and Marathi as well. So definitely going to go for those damage-dealing spells. And let's move over to our other Lizardmen faction. And that is, of course, Gary Deans, champion of the first multiplayer matchup. And he's also gone for a quite heavy Temple Guard build. There's a lot of heavy infantry here, but he's also got those Cross Guards at the back. They're going to be very good for piercing armor as well. a revivification crystal at the back as well. We've also got Krokgar on his legendary mount Grimlock, and we've got a little Skink Priest of Heavens. It looks like he's going to try and heal himself up, but of course, the more you heal yourself, the more damage you're going to do. We have just kicked off, so let's make sure we get over to the final army. That is the Dark Elves, and we're going to see quite a few Dark Shards there as well. Looks like we just paused. I wonder if someone's had a slight network issue. Well, that's awkward, isn't it? Work internet gone down. Interesting. Okay, well, let's go over and have a look at their army whilst we're waiting. So we've got some Cold War Knights here. Looks like we're getting back into space now. Some Cold War Knights here with some Blackguard and Nagaron waiting on the flank. We've also got the first bit of siege equipment that we can see, a Reaper Bolt Thrower. Now, siege equipment is a risky thing to take because obviously they're quite expensive and they have a very small unit. But everyone can tell you that they do quite a lot of damage from quite a long way away. Isasia saying the revivification crystal there as well as I can. Honestly, I'm just going to call it a rev crystal from now on because I'm just horrendous at pronouncing that. Not quite as bad as Dogbert with his Stegodons, but you know, not that great either. It looks like Joey is going to be moving over to the right-hand flank, trying to take on those lizardmen on the right. She's just hidden a little unit of Dark Riders over there. Instantly, we can see them causing some destruction on the battlefield, breaking some tents. Now, the maneuverability is going to be very interesting here. We definitely want to see those cavalry getting involved, and instantly, a lot of damage on those Hagen F Executioners from the Bastiladon with the solar engine. So these are definitely going to be a useful unit to bring in free-for-all because not only do they have that long-ranged ability to attack with the crystals, but also they're going to be a very, very good dinosaur unit as well. And you can see the amount of damage they're already doing. Gary Dean's already going up to 487 points. And in comes Krokgar here. Those Hagen F Executioners are going to have a really bad time trying to deal with them. And you'll notice that not a lot of anti-large available to Joey at the moment. She has got those Black Guard over there who are going to be useful, and it looks like it's kicking off on the other side as well. We've got actually a Hydra that Rich has brought in. He's also got himself a nice little Death Hag, which is going to be moving in on that beautiful mount. Just look at that. Blood Cauldron looking incredible. Those Dark Shards are also going to be very useful. A lot of damage they can deal, and they're actually quite cheap. And instantly some Vortex spells popping as well, and it looks like that's a bit of a miss for Joey. Lots of damage being dealt on both sides. But it looks like possibly the army for the Lizardmen is just more equipped for this. They do have the powers of Murderous Prowess, so hopefully they can get that soon enough. It looks like there was a bit of a misclick there because one of those spells have been completely misplaced. Joey going for the absolute destruction. And that Rev Crystal just sitting at the back, healing up those troops and making sure they last for the main battle. Gary D is definitely taking the early lead at the moment, but he needs to be careful because it looks like Mitch is coming straight up behind Joey here. And he's going to actually try and just crush them in the middle. And we've got a similar thing coming over from the side as well because Mitch is just moving in, getting himself in a position where he can start those cav charges coming in from Joey as well. Straight into the back of those Dark Shards. And this is definitely already chaos across the battlefield. That War Hydra just waiting to get involved as well. And you'll see that Joey is starting to catch up now on the points. And she needs to be careful because she is losing her men. Marafi's sitting pretty right there on the top. Probably going to drop some spell soon as well. And instantly, shots coming in on her to try and drop the health. And that is quite a straight arc of fire on those solar engines. So they can really do quite a lot of damage if they get a straight hit. It looks like a spell's been dropped on there. A little bit of direct damage spells going down. And I wonder if that Heaven's Skink Priest is really going to get enough charges if those spells just keep getting dropped. Definitely going to run out of Winds of Magic soon enough. And another big hit on Marafi. Marafi now having to move away now. Let's look at what's going over here. Murderous Prowess just dropping on the battlefield, which means that Rich's Dark Shells are going to be doing a lot of damage. He needs to make sure that he moves them in and makes the best use. Mitch is definitely looking like he needs to... Have we got my camera over the scores? Let's move me down a little bit maybe. If we just move me down just on top of these stat sheets, that should be fine, Jess. So it looks like Krokgar has gone into complete out of control mode, but it's fine. He's just going up against some Witch Elves. They're definitely not equipped to be able to deal with those large units. And I think the Blackguard probably should have made a big, stronger appearance here. They are actually doing a little bit of damage over here, but they're coming up against Temple Guard, who are really going to smash them to pieces. And we've actually got a freeway battle going on over here because Rich has brought his War Hydra in. Now, the War Hydra is very useful because, bear in mind, we can actually see a lot of regen coming in on them. Gary already taking the lead with 6.1k points. Joey following close behind with 3.8. Rich, who has just been sitting back, so I'm expecting to see more from him come in now that these Dark Shards are firing. And you can see he's gradually just getting quite a steady increase there with those Dark Shards. Big old clump that he can fire into. And Mitch is coming in the back now with these other Temple Guard units. A little bit of a fracas going on in the woods. Those Dark Riders are definitely going to get torn apart by those Temple Guard. But in comes some more support. And you'll see now these Horned Ones are actually getting singled out by the Bleak Swords, just to try and do as much damage as possible. It looks like Joey's going to be the first one to get dropped. Mitch is definitely low. He held off. Now, holding off is not necessarily a good tactic on this. It does mean that you have more of a shot of being the last man standing, get that nice bonus at the end. Hydra firing there. But it does mean you're also going to miss out on damage that you could have potentially taken for yourself. We've got a Dreadlord there on Sword and Shield just waiting to get involved as well. That Hydra just popping off all of his flame attacks before he gets involved again. And you'll see that Blackguard at Nararon has just been completely shattered. You will get points for shattering a unit. It looks like Joey's been taken out completely now. I think she just took the wrong build for that one. And this is going to be an interesting matchup because Rich has definitely brought quite a lot of range units. And this Ancient Stegodon is going to trounce them completely. He definitely needs some anti-large over here to start getting involved. He needs to help out these Saurus Warrior Fracas over here. Make sure that they're not taking too much damage so he can bring the Blackguard over, get them up against the Ancient Stegodon. But he's actually managed to do quite a lot of damage with those Dark Shards. You can see the amount of armor-piercing damage they're able to do, and the Hydra coming over to back him up now as well. And Rich just moving into second place here. Gary is completely running away with it, though. Let's look at the units he's got left. He's got that Rev Crystal still standing, 2 Solar Engines still on those 2 Bastillodons, so he's still got a lot of dinosaurs that need taking out. I don't think the other forces took enough anti-large. That Black Cauldron there, Blood Cauldron rather, taking quite a lot of damage from those Solar Crystals, so Rich is going to move them out. It looks like Rich is hesitant to get involved. Ruination of Cities dropping there, and I don't think that was the right target for it at all. Blackguard have seen off those Saurus Warriors in the field now, so now Rich can just sort of regroup his army, get into a position where he can start taking out Gary's units. And I'll tell you what, this little unit of Skink Skirmishers have just been firing on this missile cab here, and it's just been, you know, just popping up those points ever more. And you can see those Blackguard completely disappearing now. And there goes the last of Joey's forces. Now it looks like Mitch is definitely getting more involved here, but the Rev Crystal is actually going to be charging in, trying to get a lot of damage on these Temple Guard. The Temple Guard do have anti-large and armor piercing, so they're going to be very good against this Bastillodon if it stays in that fight too long. Let's look at the chat and see how they're doing. Joey is losing, unfortunately, but don't worry, this is a best of 3, which means that she's got plenty of chance to come straight back in, pick another build, maybe one that's a bit more anti-large focused, and start taking down these dinosaurs. Remember, we have got the Wheel of Factions incoming, which means that they aren't going to be able to just sit on their favourite faction. They're going to have to Mitch things up. And you can see that Mitch has brought in some Horned Ones here. We've got some Dread Spears who can come straight into the back of them. I think Gary just needs to, not Gary, Rich just needs to take the hit here and just let one of his units get taken down so that we can get those spears right in the back of them. Solar Engine coming in and getting a lot of fire on those spears now. He's probably trying to take out those anti-large options so that when he gets over to Rich finally, he can just completely take them out. That Rev Crystal now getting completely ruined by these Temple Guards. But in comes Mazdamundi, who's very low on health. Gary needs to be careful here. If he loses his Lord, that's going to be very difficult to keep the rest of his army involved. And you can see the amount of damage he's taking now. He's down to 14.5. Just trying to get out of the engagement. Those Temple Guard are really carrying Mitch's score right now, and he really needs them to carry because he has not played effectively here. He has started out for too long, not been able to get into the conflicts that he needs to. In come the Dark Elves, though, and they've still got quite a few anti-large options. Those Blackguards still standing, as well as the Dread Spears, and of course, that Blood Cauldron and War Hydra are going to deal a lot of damage as well. All going on those Bastillodons there, trying to take them out. The Bastillodons have a lot of health, and they cost a lot of money, so definitely a good target. Even if you don't kill it off, you're going to get a lot of points from that. And you can see Rich is just creeping up now. Still less than half of the points of Gary, so Gary might have just run away with this one, but battle's not over yet. Almost 10 minutes gone now. Looks like Mitch is being cleared off the battlefield here. He doesn't have many units left apart from that Temple Guard. There's just one unit there of Dark Riders who are coming in to start picking off those stragglers. Krokgar here has completely annihilated Mazdamundi, who disappears into the ether. And now that frees up Krokgar to start doing some damage on those heavily armored units. Looks like Mitch is pretty much taken out of this fight now. We're just waiting for Rich to get into a stable position, and he definitely needs to get those Blackguard involved. Now the Bastillon with the solar engine, still a Bastillon, remember. The Rev Crystal didn't die, it's getting a lot of damage now from these other Saurus warriors coming in. He needs to be careful because he's about to lose that completely. And in comes the Skink Priest of Heavens, just try and drop some healing spells on there. You'll notice that the banners with the blue on are Mitch, and the banners with the purple on are Gary. And of course the Dark Elves are Rich himself. A lot of Dark Shard Fire coming in now, which is really going to help with the points for Rich. If he can kill off the rest of these Lizardmen units, he is going to get a significant bonus for being the last man standing, remember. And you can see Slack, the Noble Mount, completely trounced. Temple Guard moving in now. Even with low numbers in that unit, they're still going to be very useful, so he needs to keep them around, make sure that their morale isn't getting completely dropped. And Mitch has literally got one Temple Guard unit, and somehow they're still standing. Genuinely one of the strongest units in the game, these Temple Guard. Incredibly powerful, and you can look at their stats there. 85 armor, high leadership even though it's dropping at the moment, and really good weapon strength, which has also dropped off a little bit as well. CA stands for Creative Assembly, Angelox. And in comes Krokgar now with a big charge on those Dark Shards. And they're really going to melt under that pressure, so he needs to make sure that he can get some anti-large in to help out. And in come the Blackguard and Nagaron now, as well as the War Hydra. This is going to be a pretty easy battle, I think. Krokgar completely surrounded now. Those Dark Shards still available to fire there. And it looks like Mitch is just going to try and bring round his Temple Guard unit and get in the back of Rich. Now that Death Hag is still standing. He's giving some benefits to the rest of the... She's giving some benefits to the rest of the army. You can actually see that Dreadlord with Sword and Shield is chasing this Rev Crystal off. But that unit is completely broken, so he's already got the points for that. Krokgar being completely routed now. That Hydra still chasing us him. Hydra completely full health. The regen on this unit is absolutely crazy. In come those Temple Guard now to get involved. Mitch just trying to salvage some points. Remember, these points are still useful at the end of the battle. And in comes a beautiful charge on those Blackguard. Incredible leaping animation on the Temple Guard. Getting involved with those Blackguard. It's the battle of the guards. Dark Shards coming in to help out. They've got a nice flank position there. They're firing into the back of the Temple Guard, so that should be pretty easy. And you can see the Hydra coming in to get involved now. And it looks like most of the units have been cleared off the pitch. We're just getting rid of Mitch here. And once he does that, Rich is going to get a last man standing bonus. Will it be enough to push him up to the first place position? War Hydra has done some serious work here. We'll see the deaths at the end, but remember, it's not just about kills. It is about the damage you can deal. That Temple Guard now being chased off the pitch. And that is going to be the end of that battle. Fantastic. Well, what an interesting battle that was. You can see the scores there. Scores on the doors at the end of the match. I'm just going to grab a post-it note. I'm going to note these down. And we're going to make sure that we get those written down at the end of each battle so that we can see who won on points overall. Because, as I said before, this is not a one-battle situation. This is best of 3. We're just waiting for our contestants to come back in so we can have a little chat with them, see how they thought the battle went down. These post-it notes are really rammed in here. I'm just going to have to pull on them, get them out. So let's look at the kills that we had for Rich, who we were spectating at that point. It looks like most of the kills that he was getting were from that Blackguard unit. You can see 77 kills on that unit there. Somebody's left a lovely little drawing there for me, which is really nice. I don't know if that's going to come up on camera. There it is. That's nice, isn't it? So let's see how this works out for them. So Gary at the top, of course, with 17.6 thousand score. Very, very strong from Gary. I don't think anyone took a real answer for his army. There needed to be a lot more anti-large units on the pitch, and we can see them getting onto the couches now. And if we just bring up the camera, we can actually start asking their opinions on things whilst I start writing down the scores. So, Gary, you were the final winner in that one. How do you think it went for you? What went well?
It went quite well because my army was very simple. It was just a wall of halberds and some monsters to support. So I had 2 armies that came in from both sides, so that allowed me to kind of just buff up each flank and hold and just farm that damage and get that score up. So that went quite well for me, I thought.
So, obviously, that was a difficult match for you, Joey. Probably the wrong build to take. Are you gonna adjust that? Try and work some more anti-large options in there, maybe?
Frankly, no. I'm just going to take a mix of stuff that I like the look of because I haven't played much of it, and I just want to have fun, really. But
cool.
I have learned not to go straight for Gary.
Yeah.
That's a bad tactical move. So I think next time I will change my strategy as opposed to the type of units that I take. I like variety, not for Gary though.
However, now this is not necessarily. You did go straight in, try to get in the combat straight away.
Oh yeah.
Now Mitch, on the other hand, stood off
Took your time.
quite a while, and we can see that really did not help you points wise.
Yeah, that was basically the major flaw. Was kind of I tried to go around the back and get Joey.
Wow.
Classic Dark Elf.
But by that time, yeah, she just went straight in for Gary. So I spent like half the match just like chasing after like the back end of Joey, and it just never got there basically.
So, did you guys catch the scores at the end? I'm just going to read them out for one more time. So, at the top of that leaderboard was Gary with 17,614, 17,614. Rich coming in at second place with 14.6 thousand. Mitch was around 8.2 thousand, and Joey at 4.4. So definitely some new tactics. Now, Gary came in first, but of course, Rich, you were close to catching up right there at the end. I think maybe if you'd just gone in slightly earlier, you could have capitalised on the fact that he was surrounded.
Yeah, absolutely. At the start of the battle, I was expecting a double team. I really was thinking they were going to come and gang up on me. So it was a pleasant surprise. Everyone left me alone, and then I was expecting someone to come out of the forest, and that never happened. And I think, Joey, you just crashed straight into the front of me, didn't you?
Yes, I did. But I hit a couple of units in the woods right in the centre. I hit a couple of units right in the centre, thinking I'll be a bit sneaky when everyone clumps in there, because I thought, if I engage quickly, Gary will come in, we'll have some kind of cluster, I'll get my cavalry right in, at least get either a flank or something.
Yeah.
But no, again, don't go straight for Gary.
Yeah, Gary was the champion in our first multiplayer match, so he's definitely a dangerous person to go after. But maybe now knowing this, you guys can conspire, take him out right at the start of the battle, and then you won't have to deal with him.
Triple threat.
Well, I guess you could do that. I mean, that's definitely a possibility.
You don't seem too happy with that idea. So obviously, as we said, we let you choose your factions for the first matchup, just to get you, dipping your toes in. But this time, we're going to drop you right in the deep end. You are going to be completely at the mercy, as it were, of the wheel of factions. Mitch, I'm going to let you pick up the wheel first. I'm on the desk at the moment, so I can't spin for you, unless you want to bring it over. If you're feeling too scared, then I will do it for you. But if you think you can do it, then give it a spin.
Fine. Right, let's do this. Where's the camera?
That one.
That one.
That's it.
This
That
one here. This one here. There we go. And I'm covering it. So you're going to be coming in with the Dark Elves. Interesting. So you're going to go on the opposite end of the spectrum of that last battle. You grab the mic. Tell us how you feel about that.
Yeah, not a fan of the Dark Elves.
Ooh, not a fan of the Dark Elves.
You're wearing their colours, matching shirts.
Yeah, I like the look of them, but not so much.
Yeah, by the way, can you play better so that our outfit is being properly represented?
Third place Mitch, I've got to represent.
You were actually third place, weren't you?
Yeah,
oh, wow, amazing. All right, let's move on up to Joey, and let's see who you're playing as in the next matchup.
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
Counter, anti-clock,
Whatever.
The Skaven. Interesting. Okay, how do you feel about the Skaven, Joey?
Haven't touched them battle-wise at all, or did I? Did I on the stream? I don't think
no,
I did
no,
on
no. You played the
Sunday.
High Elves. Played the High Elves at
Exactly.
last point.
So I have not had any experience. So this is going to be me fully noobing it and hoping for the best. Not
Top
going
tier, Doom Wheels.
Yeah.
All right. Gary, our current leader, do you want to grab the wheel and show us who you're going to be playing next? If you just push the faceplate in a bit, because I think it's falling
feels
off.
like it's going to break, but I'm going to give it a try.
Here we go. Oh, very nice spin. Coming in as the High Elves. Very
High Elves.
interesting. So 3 different factions so far. The wheel has been doing it well for us. So how do you feel about the High Elves, Gary?
The High Elves, yeah, no, I definitely like the High Elves. I think their sort of all-round roster will be a lot of fun to use, I think, for sure.
Maybe we're seeing some dragons from you for this one. We didn't see any flying units in that battle.
I didn't have any flying units in the last battle. Maybe, we'll see.
Being very, very
Boy.
secretive there.
Very cool.
Playing
I'm
his
not gonna give
cards
anything away.
close
Yeah.
to his chest. All right, Rich, you are our final contestant. Let's get you on the wheel, see who you're playing as, see if you can push up into the first place with your second place
we go,
finish
yeah.
last time.
There we go.
Try not to break it.
Oh.
That was not a spin.
I'd give it another spin, yeah.
I think what Joey did is she
How
spanned
do you
with
do
the
it?
faceplate as well. Let's try that. There we
Yeah.
go. And you're actually going to be playing as the High Elves as well. Very interesting.
Alliance, maybe, no?
Alliance?
No, absolutely not.
No, that's fine.
I love how much money we spent on that wheel.
Dragon
It's-
Prince
it's-
spam.
Oh, Dragon Prince
I
spam.
don't know, I
Interesting.
don't
We're
know.
definitely going to see some cheesy builds, but we'll see how they turn out in the next round of free-for-all. So let's get you guys back on your machines. Joey, make sure you change that map to the next one. It looks like we're going to be playing on the Lost Temple, so a bit of a Lustria theme. It's going to be very fun. But good luck, guys, and we'll see you soon. So you join me back here on the desk. Obviously, this has been a bit of a whitewash for Gary so far. Not too much, because Rich is coming in at second place, so he's definitely got it all to play for in this next one. So we're going to see how it works. It looks like a lot of people saying the wheel is rigged. It's honestly, if it would take a lot more effort to rig that wheel than it would to that we actually built it with. That thing is built out of cardboard, and that is about it. So let's see. It costs a lot of Charlemagne's, that wheel. So let's see what the chat is saying. Guys, who do we think is actually going to win this second round? Obviously, the points are the thing that matters, but who do you think is going to come out on top? If you think it's going to be Gary with his High Elf army, nice and mixed units to make sure he's going for something, a little bit interesting, bring some more cheesy units in maybe. Or are we going to see Joey bring it out with that Skaven unit spam? So many units she can bring to the field, especially if you go for those slaves. One interesting tactic you can do in free-for-all is, of course, the slaves worth absolutely nothing. So even if you kill loads of them, the guys are getting like no points out of it. They've also got some very, very interesting siege weapons, which means that they're going to be interesting to take as well. Or are we going to see Mitch creep out of third place? Do you think he can do it? Can he get out of third place? Who knows? I've got Tom shouting at me through the door at the moment. Hello, mate. How you doing? Do you want to come in? Do you want to come in? No? Oh, what coward. Oh, well. So, yeah, we could see some interesting builds from those Skaven. And, of course, we have the two... who have we got left? Rich, of course, in the High Elves, playing... I don't know if this is his favourite faction. He definitely said he wants to bring some Dragon Princes. I've not seen him play the High Elves yet. We haven't seen it on the stream, so definitely interesting to see how he manages that one. So, starting to see them change into their factions now as they get back to their PCs. They do have to go all the way upstairs to their machines. Definitely going to see some Doom Wheels, I think, Mighty Revan. I did tell Joey to bring them, so I'm hoping she brings them. Obviously, we're not going to have any lizard men in this matchup, so no dinosaurs. And now, dinosaurs were a big proponent of that last battle, so we'll see how it mixes it up. Maybe we'll see some dragons, maybe another Hydra. I don't know. Are there any particular units you guys would love to see in the final match? Let us know. Maybe we can just push them into that. Do you mind going to tell Joey to change the map? Thank you very much. So we're moving on to the Lost Temple map, which is next. And it looks like I've crashed. Good times. Give me a second. It's always fun live streaming. You never know what's going to happen. Oh, well. This is the problem with running streaming stuff on the PC as well, because sometimes the streaming stuff can interfere, which is always great. It did crash, but we're going to get that lovely Sega banner as well as our incredible intro that we saw for the announced trailer. And we can go into our multiplayer battles and start loading in. 3-letter passwords, which we will never get out. It's our secret password. The build is ready for launch, guys. Don't worry, it's fine. One crash isn't gonna break things down. So it looks like these guys are back on the Lost Temple, and we're gonna see what Rich is building. I think he's going for something a little bit more interesting. He's definitely taking that range, but 3 Phoenixes is actually quite a good choice, I think. Those bombardment abilities, and bearing in mind we're going to have 10 each on those units. So I think that's probably going to be quite an interesting way of doing it, although it looks like he's swapping out to the Frostheart Phoenix. A bit more tanky, the Frostheart, a lot more armor, definitely more things that he can do with that. I don't think we can look at the other army setups just yet, but we will see them as soon as we launch in. Now he's actually ranking up those spearmen. As I said, anti-large is going to be very important on these matchups. With free-for-all, people tend to take big monsters because they want to do as much damage as possible. So you need to have an answer for that. And it looks like he's gone for Tyrion as his legendary lord as well. Another thing that we need to be worried about is quite a few cavalry units that he's brought. Some Illyrian Reavers, I think, there, and also some Dragon Princes. Now, the Dragon Princes are very, very good at smashing into the back of things. You think you've seen one cavalry unit smash into the back of things. You haven't seen anyone do it quite like those Dragon Princes will. Very, very good. Gavino Free, I'm not your daddy, but thank you for joining in. Mass Doom Wheels, Joey, do it. I would like to see a lot of Doom Wheels come in. We saw just how painful they can be when we saw Rich use them in that second matchup, going up against Mitch in the third place battle of our multiplayer streams, and it was fun to watch. Granted, Mitch kind of threw it away, which helped out, but those Doom Wheels were very, very cool. Mech Panties, we do have someone playing Skaven. We've got Joey playing as a Skaven. We're just waiting for Gary and Mitch to ready up, and then we're good to go. Brother Loden says Cav is super good in free-for-all for flanking charges and outmaneuvering. Very, very true. Wheels is secretly Nurgle. I'm not secretly Nurgle. I'm clearly, if anything, a Slanesh warrior. Or Wheels is Corn. I do love a bit of blood, so you know we'll see what happens. Obviously, when we've got free for all going on, a lot of bodies are going to line the battlefields. Papa Wheels equals Papa Nurgs. I suppose it does make sense. It does make sense. We'll see. It looks like we're readied up almost. We're just waiting for Mitch. Mitch playing as the Dark Elves, and as he said, this isn't his favoured army. So we could see something a little bit interesting, maybe something that we wouldn't expect. Those Dark Shards were very, very good for Rich, considering they don't cost that much and that they're armor piercing. They've got quite a lot of ammo. They're definitely a good shout to take. Kipsy Bimsy, we don't have any info on mods right now. They're definitely going to be in the game. They will be soon. We just don't have the announcement for you just yet. We've already got our tools team, working with some of the biggest modders in the community, making sure that they're happy with what we're doing. So don't worry about it. We've got stuff coming, and you will see that soon. I do not like cornflakes. Cornflakes are very bland. Slanesh hair and a Nurgle beard. Interesting, interesting. Wheels for the wheel good. Let's do it. Here we come into the Lost Temple, and we're going to see a little bit more luxury and flavor on this one. So we definitely have a bit more of an interesting terrain. With the last one, we saw forests in the center of people, but not actual physical obstacles like we're going to see here. So this one's quite interesting. So you're going to have this hill in the center, and if you can take that hill, obviously it's not going to be easy, but if you can take that hill, it is very, very handy because you can see, look at the steepness on that hill. It's going to give you a massive bonus, and obviously you've got that terrain which you can back yourself up against, and that means that you're not going to get flanked completely. So let's have a look at what the Skaven are bringing to this battle. We have the Hell Pit Abomination there, looking fantastic. One of the most grotesque units of all time. And it looks like Joey has gone for quite a slave-heavy army. As I said before, these guys are worth almost no cash, which means that you can take quite a few of them. You don't really worry if they die. They're not going to rout your other units because they're expendable. We've also got some Rat Ogres here. Very, very maneuverable. Very, very hard-hitting. And we do have 2 Doom Wheels. Bring on the Doom Wheels. It's going to be fun. I can already tell it's going to be fun. I love Doom Wheels so much. We've got some slightly heavier infantry in the Storm Vermin here with the Sword and Shield variant. They're going to be very handy. We've also got a Grey Seer here on the Screaming Bell. Joey is taking all of my favourite units. I'm so happy with this army. I don't know how it's going to perform, but it's going to look amazing. Let's look at the sides here. We've also got some more Skaven Slaves on the side. It looks like she's gone for chaff as opposed to spending all of her money on expensive units, because you can mix it up a bit. You know, take your hard-hitting units and then just go for something else. A little bit of chaff just to fill up the crevices. Let's look at one of the other factions, and it looks like over here, Mitch with the Dark Elves has taken quite a few Bleak Swords at the front, some Blackguard and Nagarond, Hagenef Executioners, a Hydra, and Malekith on his Black Dragon Seraphon. So that's going to be interesting. Definitely very interesting. Quite a cheap build, I would say. I wonder if he's leveled them up quite a lot. And instantly, Mitch is getting some kills in, so he must have... Yep, he's gone for some skirmishes over the side. I knew there was some extra cash that we were waiting on. Now, he's gone for those Dark Riders with repeater crossbows. They're going to do quite a lot of damage against these Skaven. They don't really have much of an answer for it. And instantly, we see Rich coming in against Joey as well, dropping those bombardments on the most valuable infantry unit they have on the field, which is those Storm Vermin, and also those Clan Rats at the front as well. So very good choice from Rich there. They are going to get some zaps from those Doom Wheels. Let's look at the other bits of armor that he's taken with him. He's also got some siege weapons. He's got that Eagle Claw Bolt Flower. He's also got the Prince. This is Gary, actually, sorry. Gary has gone for the Phoenixes as well. So Rich over here with his Phoenixes. Oh my god, there's a lot of bombardment about to come in, I'll tell you that. 4 Phoenixes on the field of battle at the moment. We've also got Prince here on his dragon, Star Dragon there. We've got some Phoenix Guard on either side. They're going to be very, very useful, as well as at the back. Then we've got some Loth and Sea Guard, the hybrid bow and spear unit, and the White Lions of Trace. And here we see some free standard Spearman infantry, 3 units of archers, a Frostheart Phoenix, and 2 Flamesfire Phoenixes under the control of Rich. And it's all kicking off over here as Joey gets into battle with Rich. These Bleak Swords, now they it doesn't look like they've been leveled up, so they are just your standards, but they're going to do very well against those Clan Rats. They are definitely, especially against Skaven Slaves over here, actually. This is going to be an easy battle for them. But they need to be careful because that Hellpit Abomination is coming in close. And it looks like Mitch had only 1 unit of anti-large, so he's going to have trouble taking that down. Of course, he does have Malekith, who's going to get that armor-piercing bonus damage. And massive Doombolt coming in against those Storm Vermin. Those Storm Vermin getting completely pushed to the side. And that's a lot of money spent and a lot of money wasted if Joey's not careful. All kicking off over here in the forest. And you can see this Hellpit Abomination is going to have an easy job taking out these Hagenef Executioners because they are not anti-large. They do not have an answer for it. Over on the other side, it looks like Gary's coming in. He's been a little bit more defensive this round. Does have his Prince there, causing some terror in the air. And you can see Rich is now dropping his Phoenixes over here as well, getting them nice and high in the air, probably dropping some bombardment spells at some point. They need to pick their targets, so they waste them on Skaven Slaves. That's not going to get the amount of points that they want. Now, this Doom Wheel already taking half health of damage, and those Phoenix Guard are going to be a difficult thing for it to take down as well, so need to be careful about where they're focusing their fire. Skaven on the other side here, taking quite a lot of hits from these Bleak Swords. That looks like they've just dropped Murderous Prowess as well, possibly, which is going to be very hard to deal with. Now we have the Illyrian Reavers over here from Rich. He's also gone for Tyrion as his legendary lord. Those Dragon Princes are getting completely torn apart though by these Dark Rider crossbows. These guys are armor-piercing damage on horseback. Very, very, very good choice, I think, for this engagement. And you can see all the arrow fire and slinger fires coming over. We've also got some of the slingers with poison damage as well, it looks like. And this is definitely the battle of the skirmishers over here. Don't need to bring these Phoenix Guard in straight away. It looks like Joey's targeting those White Lions, and I think probably the Phoenix Guard maybe have been a bit too heavily armored for that to be a viable target, so he's gone for the slightly squishier unit there. It definitely looks like Joey has been targeted in this battle. We can see the Draggy Princess are coming back for Rich. Rich is definitely holding off, letting the other guys do their fighting, and you can see the range on those bowmen are being very, very useful. 120 range on those archers. 180 range on those archers is going to make sure that they can stick away from that combat, get involved whenever they feel like it. And now Rich, I think, has chosen a slightly better target here. If he gets those Phoenix hovering over these Black Guard, he wants to take those out with those bombardment spells if he has any left. But loads of Phoenixes and Dragons flying across. We went from 0 flying units all the way up to about 6. And they're looking fantastic as they fly over the battlefield. Those Storm Vermin have just been completely torn apart. So many units going after them. Those Hagenef Executioners, by the way, Very, very good armor piercing damage. And bear in mind, those Storm Vermin are coming in with standard sword and shield, so they're not going to be able to pierce armor themselves. That's right, Marathi was flying. I apologize. I wonder if the Doom Wheels are even left. We've got one Doom Wheel over here who's getting torn apart by these White Lions, but of course he is winning because the Doom Wheel is going to really, really be at home going after those large anti-infantry units. We want a close-up on the Dragon coming in to fight off this Screaming Bell over here. That's going to be an interesting battle. I definitely think the Star Dragon's going to have a better time in that engagement. Now, I think that is actually Joey's Lord as well, so she's taking a big hit here. Absolutely terrified by that Dragon, and it looks like Joey's going to be pushed out. She did manage to get out to second place before being killed off. But she's basically just got skirmishers. She does have those Rat Ogres there, but she basically just has skirmishers and a Doom Wheel left. Yeah, and that's going to cause a pretty big mass rout on her part. Let's move over here to the High Elf and Dark Elf battle. Mitch now claiming first place, having a good time over here, but he needs to be careful because Rich, who has been holding off, has got quite a lot of units to deal with him. Black Dragon is going to be very useful for Mitch with Malekith sitting on there. He hasn't dropped any spells that I can see just yet, but he has taken quite a few of them if you look there. Now that Frostheart Phoenix isn't as useful just sitting in the air. He needs to get it involved, maybe go after these Dark Riders over here. And with all of those Skaven being pretty much trounced, that means that Gary Dean can start moving in. And you'll notice that he doesn't have that many points, although he's taken out Joey's side. Ooh, and though he does have those siege weapons coming in as well, he's been sitting off, which means that he doesn't have a crazy amount of points. But Rich, of course, has been sitting back the most, which means that he needs to definitely get involved and get as much damage in it as possible as soon as he can. Frostheart Phoenix, I think, needs to go after some of these skirmisher units. That one's a bit too far away. I think he has got one of his other Phoenix units coming over here against these Phoenix crossbows. Those Dark Rider crossbows, sorry. Those are going to be an easy target for him. And he's also managed to hold them up so that those spearmen can come right in the back. I think comes from Frostheart as well to add insult to injury. And it's a Lord off over here. We've got Malekith fighting against Tyrion. And that is... I don't think that's going to be a good engagement for Tyrion. Tyrion is not anti-large. Definitely a lot of weapon strength. He's not armor piercing, which means that Malekith is going to probably have quite a good time over here. But just as I said that, in come loads of spears and Dragon Princes, which is really going to do a lot of damage. And it looks like Malekith has definitely come out the worst in that engagement. Now, a lot of bowfire coming in. These guys still have half of their ammo left. And those Dark Riders with crossbows really need to get closer if they want to start firing, because they are completely out of range. Those bows are going to outrange them every day of the week. Malekith just getting out of there, trying to conserve himself. And Mitch is definitely winning this engagement at the moment, so he needs to make sure that he stays in combat and hopefully get that end game bonus if he can be the last man standing. But it looks like Gary might be getting that for himself. That Hydra taking a lot of damage. Regenerating units, although they're very good in multiplayer, not necessarily good in free-for-all, because you're just giving them more points for them to take. These guys are just standing around. Good micro. I'll tell you what, though, I am being harsh on the micro, considering this is free-for-all. You are always fighting on multiple fronts. In come these Bleak Swords here. Now these guys are shielded, so they don't need to worry too much about this arrow fire coming in. So they're going to be able to block half of it. And although those Lofty Sea Guards are able to fight in melee, they're not going to hold up against a sword unit. The White Lions are traced behind them, though. They're going to be difficult to take out. Black Guard of Nagaron coming up against Phoenix Guard here. This is a mano-y-mano matchup. They're both looking incredible, these models. Those beautiful fire capes. And you look at those beautiful animations on the Phoenix Guard as well, as they twirl those halberds around. We've got the High Elf Prince on his Star Dragon coming in to take out what is left of this Hydra. Obviously, you're not going to be able to regenerate if you're dead, so that's one way of stopping that being an issue. And also these Hargonite Executions getting completely targeted by a Flamespire Phoenix, two Flamespire Phoenixes, and those Dragon Princes. Now at this point, I think Mitch has been torn apart. So at this point, this is Rich's chance to get some points back. I think from the armies that he's taken, I definitely say that Gary is in a stronger position. Gary has been in more of these fights. He's also got a couple of shots left on these Eagle Claw bolt throwers. He's got not much ammo left on his Loft and Seaguard. And I think, by the looks of it, his Phoenixes are in much better shape. But, of course, Rich does have 3 Phoenixes, one of which is the Frostart Phoenix, which is very, very tanky. Joey Berry just going into chat now because, unfortunately, she's just been taken out in this game. The boys being very mean to her. They've picked on her both matches. Now, some Bleak Swords have just come back into the fold, and those Phoenix Guard, of course, are anti-large, not anti-infantry, so hopefully they can do a little bit of damage to them before they run away. But it looks like Gary is just picking off the rest of these units here. I think Malekith... Now, bear in mind, Mitch is on top at the moment, so Malekith running into arrow fire and getting himself killed is not a good shout. He's trying to drop the spells here on those Illyrian Reavers, do a little bit of damage. It's looking like it might be going in Gary's favour again if he can just stay alive and get in those right conflicts. Coming up against Illyrian Reavers, once again, they're not anti-large, so this is going to be a very good engagement for Malekith, but he's very low on health. He needs to pick his engagements here. He needs to pick the points that he's getting. He's just routed that unit there. Now in comes Rich, toting a lot of arrow fire. He's going to go after that Hydra there, try and get some more points from that regen unit. Tyrion, of course, being his lord, probably doesn't want to go after those Phoenix Guards. Probably not a good engagement for him. But he can go after that Hydra, which Mitch is targeting him with now. And he's also got the Phoenix coming into it to help out as well. Gary is just picking off a few of these units now before he, I assume, reforms. Although Rich has sent his Flamespire Phoenix into these Loft and Seaguard. That's anti-large that he's taking there, and he's got a Prince on a Dragon after him. Bad engagement for that Flamespire Phoenix. He needed to stay in the air at that point. Malekith is completely broken now, which makes Mitch completely out of the fight. He's not got a very strong lead. I think that Gary's probably going to overtake him by the end of this match. Joey is still number 1 in our hearts. Okay. We've now got people moaning that I'm over the minimap as well. We decided that the scoreboard was more important. You can see that Mitch is just sitting there on 12k. He's about to have his lead overtaken by Gary. Gary, who has sent his Flamespire Phoenix right into this arrow fire here, and he's about to take him out. Now the Flamespire Phoenix is going to regen by the looks of it, and he's come back with quite a lot of health. And that's just why those Phoenixes are so useful for you. If you can pop that 50% chance of being regenerated, just look how much health he's got back. And it looks like maybe that happened for that Flamespire Phoenix up there as well. Mitch coming in now because he's been completely trounced. Sit down here, mate. Sit down here. Come join me on the desk. So we've got quite a few engagements happening over here. These Flamespire Phoenixes are getting torn apart because they're just being sent in on their own. Mitch, how's it going?
Pretty
good. You were on top. You were on top. What happened?
I don't know. I just didn't have enough stuff, basically.
Is that your award-winning commentary? You didn't have enough stuff.
I'm trying to think. What actually happened.
Squeeze up. Get involved. This is a one-man camera shot. All right. So this Flamespire Phoenix is being torn apart by these Phoenix Guard over here. They have brought in Tyrion to help out, who is winning this battle. So those White Lions of Trace and the Phoenix Guard struggling to take down Tyrion because he's a very strong unit, and we've also got some Spearmen coming in to help out. Now at this point, this is where engagement pick is very, very important. Gary currently leading, but Rich is only about 6,000 behind, and we can see that you can get 6,000 pretty quickly if you manage to pick your engagements.
Yeah.
Now those Phoenix Guard are going to take out those Spearmen pretty easily now. It means that Tyrion is going to be in a bad position. He needs to move around. He is on horseback, so he's going to be very maneuverable. That Star Dragon still taking barely any damage. Taking out that Flamespire Phoenix. Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower still not out of ammo, so if he can manage to just keep him in there, he can still get those shots on, which are going to go straight up against those arrow units over there at the back. Now those archers are going to be very useful. They are taking damage from the Flamespire Phoenix, which is causing them to rout at the moment.
Looks like a chain rout.
I think Gary's probably going to take this one home again.
Yeah. Gary's taken like ranged units twice now, and he's used them effectively kind of both times.
You're
really
going to be
well.
third again, says Ace.
No, I think I'm too far ahead.
Yeah? 4K?
If Rich
stays engaged.
It depends how quickly he routes, basically.
This is definitely going in the favour of Gary, that's for sure. If he can now see that his Flamespire Phoenix has rallied, he can start going after these Eagle Claw Bolt Throws. They've still got quite a bit of health, and remember they cost quite a bit to bring them on the field, so they're going to be quite valuable. Those archers taking a bit of fire now. They've run out of ammo.
Is this is Rich's clump right here, basically, is it?
Pretty much, it looks like it. Those Loth and Seaguard are useful, and obviously the Star Dragon Prince is going to be very useful as well. But with 2 Phoenixes, a Lord, and some Spears and some Archers coming in, hopefully he can do quite a lot of damage. I think this is quite even around here. Oh, now it's not even. Now it is incredibly not even. He's getting completely flanked.
So Rich does have 2 Archer units over there on the left.
They are getting torn apart,
but they are getting engaged
by a Phoenix, though.
So that's clever by Gary shutting them down.
However, he has just pulled one of them off to keep getting those shots off on that Phoenix to try and get as much damage as he can. Remember, it's not over yet. Although Gary is running away with it, you can still come 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Yeah.
Based on the points that we add up at the end of the match. And we've got a Phoenix v Dragon battle over here. Look at that. Double Phoenix action. It's all kicking off. And we've got another one rallying over here. The Frostart Phoenix has come back, and he immediately routes again. He doesn't want anything to do with it. Those archers now picking off those Phoenix Guard from the back. The Phoenix Guard are not going to take any shields with them, of course, so they're going to be a good target. And it looks like they're facing the wrong way, so hopefully that's going to get some more points for Rich. I can see him possibly taking you over here.
It depends, yeah. Like I said, it's about how quickly Rich routes now. I think, seeing as Tyrion's got quite a lot of health left, or is it techless?
Tyrion, I think, has been dropping some spells because, look, he must have had a potion with him or something because he was a lot lower than that, I reckon.
Yeah, so I think just because he's still around, there's going to be enough HP there for Rich, basically, to get a bit more damage in.
At this point,
getting his archers chased away.
Yeah, at this point, he needs to get this archer unit involved with those Phoenix Guards so he can free up those archers to start getting some fire. They do have some ammo left. We've got warriors rallying over here. Those archers also out of ammo. Archers are good at the start, but if you waste those shots, you're going to run out of ammo. Suddenly they become useless. Now those spearmen, I reckon he probably just wants to keep them back for a little bit, get that morale coming up. Just let them steady.
I think Tyrion has just died.
Oh dear. That is the end of Tyrion.
So now
there's also the end of 2 Phoenixes. Look at them. Side by side. It looks like Gary's running away with this one. 17,000 points he's earned himself. Bearing in mind that's the exact number he got last time. Oh my god. So for the next match, chat would like to pick who plays what.
Jeez.
That is an interesting shout.
As long as they pick Lizardmen for Mitch, then, then they can do whatever they want.
All right. Do we want to see an all factions matchup? We want to get every faction represented.
Oh yeah, that would be interesting.
Income. This Phoenix still coming back. They just will not give up, these Phoenixes.
Some people break here saying Magic Mitch Skaven. Can we get him banned? How do I ban people?
All Skaven.
All Skaven.
All Skaven.
That would be crazy.
That would be incredible, to be fair. Be very hard to see what's going on. Thankfully, we've got these little colours around the banners so you can see who's who.
I'm surprised the High Elves are hanging in there. They've lost Tyrion and they've got not
He's managed
very
to free up his archers so he can get a few more shots off. At this point, Rich is consolidating, I think. He's just trying to get as many points as he can before he gets routed.
Yeah.
All do wheels. That would not be a fun match.
That would be crazy.
You can see this beautiful map here that we've been playing on. You enjoy the map?
It was a really nice map.
It's very, very
It was
cool.
quite interesting as well.
Nobody went for the hill apart from Rich, so he was sitting pretty up there. I think he was probably aiming to try and just hold it for himself so that when people came up for him, he had the hill advantage.
Yeah, so him and Gary, both High Elves, both had a lot of ranged units, so
yeah.
I'm not surprised one of them took the hill.
And that Phoenix actually managing to make that Prince run away. If you can just stay involved, he can kill that Prince off. I just want him to put you in 3rd place. That's all that I want him to do. It might be a bit much of an ask.
Depends. I'm just amazed the High Elves haven't routed. I mean, what have they got left?
Chat want all Skaven. How do you feel about all Skaven?
That would be absolutely insane.
So yes, is what you're saying.
It depends. It depends what kind of builds we take, to be honest.
This is looking like just a clean-up job for Gary here. It's just these archers.
I mean, what is Rich running for? Like, he's not gonna.
I mean, they've got themselves 17 kills. I wonder how much damage they've actually done. I think we're going to have to do all Skaven. Look at the chat; they love it.
Looks like a rout. There you go.
Looks like that's the end of it. The Phoenix still trying to take that Lord out. I love Rich's tenacity.
Oh, he's routed as well.
Bam! Look at that. He's killed off the Lord, and that brings him up to 11.2 thousand. Oh, what a hero that Phoenix is. Just charging them straight into the rest of them now.
I'm not sure what has Gary got any ammo? No, he hasn't.
I don't know if
Maybe
this
around
Phoenix has rezzed already. Nah, he's gone. He's completely gone. He's just melted. And that looks like it's going to be the end. Wow. Whew. That was an interesting matchup. A lot more drawn out, that one. Lots going on. We'll get the scores ready to go.
I'll jump back on the coach.
Yeah, on my bright orange post-it notes that I have here. You go get comfy. So, here we have the scores. Gary coming in at the top with 20,000 points. Oh my god. Gary is OP. He needs to be nerfed. That is the consensus of this one. That is 20,376. My goodness. We're going to see Mitch coming in at second place, revealing that he is not, in fact, third place Mitch. He's going to see himself at 890 kills with 12,000 points. Let's write that down as well. 12,107. And then in third place we have Rich the Tenacious, which is his new name for me. We're going to see him coming in at 11,000 points, just behind Mitch. He was Joey. You have been wronged in this stream. Oh my goodness. We're just waiting for Gary and Rich to come back down so that we can get a little retrospective. That's 11,315 points for Rich. And then Joey coming in with a very upsetting 3,578 points. I tell you what, there is some kind of collusion going on here. It's devs trying to kill off the brand team. That's what's happening here.
Oh, right, okay.
That's what it feels like, guys.
Gary, you are sitting pretty at the top at the moment.
Yeah. I think I've picked some good builds, to be honest, with the exception of trying to combat Phoenixes with a fire dragon. You know,
oh, those Phoenixes, Rich.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
They were tenacious. I think one issue that you did make at the start here, Rich, was you were bombarding units with those Phoenixes, and I can't remember which Phoenix it was, but one of you two was targeting Skaven slaves in those bombardments, and that is just worth nothing to you.
Yeah. That was probably me. I was getting a bit over enthusiastic with the amount of Skaven below me. So
Oh, really?
Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe a little bit.
Joey,
Sorry, Joey.
what happened?
Having a shaky day. It was fine for me. I mean, I took what I thought was a bit of a tactical move with really cheap slaves, thinking, you know, it isn't worth anything, but wanted to have a bit of fun with double doom will, help it abomination, with the law of the plague as well, some magic spells. So I just wanted to see what was going on. Had a bit of a play and just got ambushed by
Just
two high elf armies. Thank you, guys.
Dark elves in the back as well. Outrageous.
So rude.
Outrageous.
Such
Classic
an
Dark
obvious,
Elves, right?
Yeah,
such an
classic
obvious
Dark Elves.
strategy as well to
You
go
weren't the
straight
only
for the
one.
Skaven.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
massively
honestly.
ganked me as well. I wasn't paying any attention. I was too busy carpet bombing.
Rich, you were having fun with those Phoenixes
I
for
was.
sure. So, Mitch, let's pass the mic over to you. You've managed to not come in third place. How do you
I'm
feel
really
about
happy. Yeah, it's just a life achievement. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I want to thank my mum. my
Not
dad.
third.
that?
But yeah, I kind of felt a bit bad for Joey because I started right behind your ranged unit, and then I saw Gary's Phoenixes coming in, and then kind of Joey had no answer to those because I was kind of engaging their ranged units. So I was a little bit like, oh god, I felt a bit bad,
Dark
but
Elves.
Only
Yeah.
a bit though.
only a bit bad, yeah.
Okay, right, chat. We have a question for you right now because we have been colluding with chat to think up the final battle to try and make it as free for all as possible. Now, we asked chat what they want to do for the last one, or we didn't ask. They just kind of told us, and they said we should be able to pick what factions the players are going to play as. Now, you can see if you look on that TV screen over there,
Jesus.
they have chosen to go for all Skaven.
Oh my god.
Bring on the Vermintide. How do we
Oh,
feel
God.
about
Wow.
that? How
Right.
do we feel about that?
I mean, like I said to you, I think it depends what kind of builds we take. Like, if we all just kind of take all Skaven slaves, it might be a bit naff, but
I think it might be hilarious. I remember back in the days of Rome Total War, just having matches where you were only allowed to bring peasants, and they were fun. So I think this could be quite interesting. We will let you build how you want, but we're going to see an all Skaven matchup here for the first time. Free for all is unlocking new possibilities. Let's get you guys on your machines. Joey, make sure you change the map again,
Yep.
just to make sure there's a new one for you to get bullied on.
Oh, good.
Yep.
At least this time you can hide in numbers.
Yeah, I guess. But I do believe you guys are coming straight for me, so.
Well, maybe you need to, do a little cheeky, little handshake with someone. Just make sure you're going after someone else. Maybe the person who is currently leading, maybe you guys should take him out. Just,
Or-
just
or-
as a,
Or-
an idea.
Counter proposal, we could team up, Joey.
So,
I will let you guys work that out in the background. Chat, let us know who you think is going to win this third round. I think it's looking pretty clear that Gary's taking it home for the whole tournament, but it's still all to play for in the third match. Anyone could win that one. So let's see who comes second as well. Is going to be very interesting. Let's get you guys back on the machines. We'll come back
I want
over
third
to
place.
the desk.
Yeah.
I want third place.
You want third place?
I want it.
I thought you wanted second.
No, I want third place.
Come on.
He's happy
All
with
right,
his
I'll
humble
try for
origins.
second place.
All right.
I'll try.
All right. That's fine.
I want third place.
Yeah, Joey,
Yeah, Joey
that
wants third
is a
place.
decent aspiration.
I don't think you're going to get it.
Wow.
Just saying.
Oh.
I don't know.
Bit harsh.
Let's do it.
Let's
Just
get on
win.
the
Just win.
computers,
Just
guys.
win.
We
Yeah.
want to play some free for all. Jeez. All right, we're back here on the desk. Let's look at some of the options that the guys have for them with the Skaven. So, obviously, for example, you can bring a very heavy slave build. Now, that's what Joey tried. She tried to chaff out a unit, so basically all those slaves are going to be pretty much worthless to the enemy, so they're going to get some points out of them, but nowhere near as much as you would from your standard front lines. The other option you do obviously have is maxing out those monsters. With the Hell Pit Abomination, with his regen, able to stay around, get into mass combat, and really do a lot of damage. He's very interesting as well, but Rat Ogres are something that I think has been overlooked a little bit. So we obviously need to see some Rat Ogres come in. They're very mobile, which favours the free-for-all engagements. They've also got a lot of armor-piercing damage, and they can charge like a madman. The highest charge bonus in the entire Skaven roster, apart from Quick Headtaker, I think. So it's going to be very interesting to see. So guys, what tactics would you be bringing in this match? If you were playing yourself, what would you bring as your army? I would like to see your suggestions. Will I be releasing a perfume called the Musk of Fear by Skrulk? Possibly. Possibly. I know you guys want to see some Doom Wheels. That's definitely going to be an idea. Globadiers from Jack the Tall. Now, that's going to be a very, very interesting shout. Globadiers, of course, have that anti-large damage. They're armor piercing as well because, you know, it's like poison wind, so it's you don't have to worry about metal. 20 trebuchets from Sun Tzu, bring those Plague Claw catapults. That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting as well. Lots of big magic. Warpfire throwers, loads of anti-infantry and Warpfire throwers. Warpfire throwers are a very good unit. I recently was challenged by someone. Now they were talking about balance basically, and they said if you have a whole unit, a whole stack, sorry, of Blackguard against a whole stack of Warpfire throwers, you can't win. And I proved them wrong because those Warpfire throwers melted them to the ground. There were only about 4 left at the end of the game, but it was a very, very fun thing to watch. Rat Phoenixes I don't think exist, unfortunately, guys, so we won't be seeing any of those. Skaven in Troll Country is a nice little observation there. So we're going to be looking at Rich's build. He's currently sit in the first player slot, so that's who we're spectating. So it looks like he's going for a generic Lord. And I think he's actually going for 3 Assassins and 4 Doom Wheels. 3 Assassins, 4 Doom Wheels, 2 Plague Claw catapults. He's gone for no infantry whatsoever, Jess. This is ridiculous. Oh my god. He's gone for some Skaven Slave Slingers as well for a little bit of ranged. Guys, this is the army you asked for, by the way. This is the army you asked for. Wheels apparently looks like the guy from Last Kingdom. I've not watched it yet, so I can't comment on that one. If Joey wins, can we get the game unlocked now? If I had the power to do that, I would absolutely take you up on that wager. Going to be Doomwheel versus Doomwheel potentially. I think maybe because Gary's a tryhard and he's going to do this as effectively as possible. I could see him taking quite a lot of Storm Vermin with halberds to get that anti-large because obviously the Doomwheel does count as a large unit, so that's going to help him out. FN Bavin says, "Hey Whelan, seeing this army, we're very happy with our choice. I'm glad you're enjoying it. This is a rich army through and through. I think the only person who can build a more wacky army is probably CA Guy. That is the only guy I would go to if I wanted a wackier army than this. Okay, Rich is a known expert of Doom Wheels. It's a very good shout. Brachia, very, very good shout. He is of course known for his second round multiplayer battle, where he actually took 2 Doom Wheels and they were pretty much the only unit left, and they almost swung the game for him, which was amazing. We're going to be on large funds here, standard multiplayer. We want more wheels? More wheels? I don't think so. I don't think so. All the wheels. Kira says, Gary the traitorous tryhard. I've given him a nickname here, I feel bad. We're going to see a lot of rats for sure. It's going to be a bit of a rat race, as Ven Machine says. We are all CA guys, technically, but there is a guy called Guy. Guy is currently working on some videos for us. Sun Tzu. The content team are very busy at the moment. They've got a lot to work on. And we're going to jump into the battle straight away. Here we go. We're here in Troll Country. So Troll Country is a very open map. There's actually not very many places to hide, which makes it quite interesting. And that means that you're not going to be able to just sort of sit in the forest and wait for people to come at you. And here we can see. And I love the color scheme on this map. It's very, very nice like terrain that we can play on. So 4 Skaven armies. 4 Skaven armies. Coming in the purple zone. We've got Gary Deans. He's taken a unit of Warp Lightning Cannons, 2 units of Plague Claw Catapults. We've also got some Storm Vermin with Halberds, and some Storm Vermin with Sword and Shield. We've got some Clan Rat Spears, some Plague Monks for that anti-infantry, some more Clan Rat Spears. We've also got a Warlock Engineer. We've actually got, interestingly, we've gone for Quick Headtaker, and he's taken that Verminous Valor, which is going to be handy. So, as you know, we can see that whenever you get into those engagements, if your Lord gets completely combined flanks, so everyone coming out after your Lord trying to get those points easily, then they can get completely torn apart, and it really hurts your morale. But that Verminous Valor is a very cool skill. Doesn't damage friendlies. It only damages enemies, and it does such a big explosion that it causes people to run away, to fly away, actually. And it gives you a bit of breathing room to get him out. So we're going to see some Rat Ogres from Joey. We're also going to see a Hell Pit Abomination. Hopefully we see a bit more of that. We're actually going to see 2 Hell Pit Abominations and 3 Rat Ogres. My bad. Some Storm Vermin with Sword and Shield. Some Clan Rats at the front there. We've also got some Deathglow Bombardiers. The Deathglow Bombardiers being the much more damage-dealing version. Some Plague Claw Catapults here as well as some Clan Rats with Shields and some Gutter Runners at the front. Now moving over to Mitch in the turquoise. Warp Lightning Cannons, 2 units of Plague Claw Catapults. I can see a bit of a theme here. We've also got some Storm Vermin making up his normal line here. Quite a lot of Storm Vermin, actually. He's gone for a Lord of Quick Headtaker and a Hell Pit Abomination next to him. Then he's got 2 units of Rat Ogres, some Skaven Slaves, to make up the chaff at the front. And I think he's hoping that the Skaven Slaves soak up the damage as he's just sort of entwined the Rat Ogres over there. Now, last but not least, we come in over Rich, gone for a generic Warlord. He's also got some Plague Claw Catapults at the back. You can also see he's gone for some Skaven Slave Singers. And, you guessed it, 4 Doom Wheels and 3 Assassins. Very, very, very cheesy build. I love it, though. I love it. I hope it goes really well. We're getting kick off now, and we can see that quite a lot of artillery fire is going to come in, and we've actually got some secretive Gutter Runners here from Gary Deans hiding on the hill. Those guys are going to start and stalk, so nobody will know that they're there. And instantly, Joey's 1 Plague Claw Catapult getting targeted by Gary. Gary, you are mean, man. You are mean. And we can see, as we see those blue health bars coming in, we can see that actually there's quite a lot of damage going to be coming out for those Storm Vermin. Those guys are losing decisively at the moment, and they're taking a lot of fire from those weapons as well. And we've got those Night Runners, coming in to start getting to battle. And oh my god, this is just absolute carnage. Plague Claw Catapults coming in from all angles. We've got Gary Deans coming in with his Gutter Runners of Poison, trying to target those Rat Ogres, make sure that they can't do too much. Over on the other flank, we can see that Mitch has sent forward his Hell Pit Abominations as well as Rat Ogres to try and come after Rich. Now Rich has put himself in a tricky position because he doesn't really have much of a front line, nothing to protect. Interestingly, we've got one of our Hell Pit Abominations sitting back, waiting to get involved in different ones. We can see that Rich is currently leading the charge at the moment. That big Doom Wheel charge did a lot for him. Now, Doom Wheels aren't as good if you leave them stationary. What you need to do is make sure that they're moving around, getting into as many engagements as possible. And you can see those Warp Lightning Cannons are still firing. So much carnage going on. Those Storm Vermin getting completely flattened. And in come some Gutter Runners here with Poison to try and help out the rest of Gary's army. We've got a Warlock Engineer here as well. So plenty of options for him. He is in a difficult position here though. And it looks like Joey has now started her charge on the left-hand flank. So we've got some Clan Rats coming in. Now they're going to be targeting Queek. Queek is actually pretty much in every army at the moment, by the way, apart from the generic Warlord. Queek is going to be moving round to the side, it seems, maybe going after the rest of these siege weapons. And Mitch has left them completely undefended. And that is a lot of easy points. And those Hell Pit Abominations are just going to completely destroy those siege weapons. They are still firing in on other engagements, so Joey doesn't have to worry about that. Although she does need to worry about the fact that they're going to basically be giving a lot of points to Mitch here. Honestly, I don't know where this one's going to go. Mitch, Gary, and Rich all on pretty much the same amount of pointage. Rich just ahead. He's using those Doom Wheels very effectively. It looks like they were actually a really good choice for them, but you can see that they're running out of health at the moment. Those Plague Lance in the middle are getting completely torn apart. They're going to cost about 1,000 each as well, so they're not a very cost-effective army. Just look at the absolute carnage unfolding. 4 Doom Wheels is a sight to behold. This is what every Skaven dreams about when they go to bed at night. Now, we've still got those Plague Claw catapults over here. It looks like they've just been targeted by a few Storm Vermin who are on their way to routing on these Deathglow Bombardiers. The Deathglow Bombardiers being completely broken off the pitch. They're about to be completely chased off as well. Joey's actually now catching up. She's in 2.7 thousand here, so she's getting much better position. This is definitely not one that's going to be a destroy Joey for the rest of the match. And it looks like Mitch is actually taking the lead at the moment. I think Joey needs to make sure that those siege weapons get taken out, get the cost effectiveness. And Joey, you've got a Hell Pit Abomination standing there. Get him involved. In he comes. Smash! How's that for a Plague Claw? Oh my god, 2 Hell Pit Abominations going on at the moment. You can see some ridiculous setups come in when you're playing as free-for-all. 3 Hell Pit Abominations. Mitch here with his own as well. God, this is absolute carnage. We've got now some more Night Runners over here, or Gutter Runners rather, with the poison that they're going to be doing some damage on those Doom Wheels, trying to take them down, but you can see that they can really just last. And 2 of those Doom Wheels, almost completely full health, have managed to drop a Crack's Core. This is a very expensive wind spell that just hit absolutely no one there. Gary's going to be wincing after he saw that. Over here, very favourable engagement for the Rat Ogres of Mitch, who's come over. I tell you what, these guys are in every front at the moment. There's 2 main engagements happening on the left and the right, and what we really need to see is a little bit of a Queek-Off. Oh my goodness. Queek-Off battle roll. This is going to be an incredible fight, and there's Verminous Valor being dropped on both sides. Now let's see how the health is doing on both of them. They look like this is going to be a prolonged engagement. It's going to just get some points for both sides here. Mitch and Joey taking them on, but Mitch has dropped Stand Your Ground, but she has taken trophy heads on him. So much going on. I wonder if the best bet is to take one of these Hell Pit Abominations out of this battle with those Storm Vermin, which is very bad news for him. Get him moving over to this Queek-Off. And look at the damage dropping. Those trophy heads can do so much of a debuff to you. Mitch's Hell Pit Abomination here, having fun with these clan rats over here. We've got some Storm Vermin coming over to try and help out, but it looks like they're just going to break before they can get there. Joey is running out of units now. Just those Hell Pit Abominations left, as well as her legendary Lord Queek. Where is that battle gone? Where have they gone? Where is Queek? There he is. And one of them's been routed. It looks like Joey just took more damage. And actually, if Mitch can chase him off the pitch, that's a lot of points. He's gone. That is goodbye Queek and hello Queek. But Joey's brought the Hell Pit Abomination over, and look at the damage dropping now with that trophy head still on Queek. That looks like it's going to be over out for them as well. They did not need to fight on the edge of the battle map. Joey earning up to 5,000 points now. Now let's move over to the other engagement over here. Now it looks like these Storm Vermin are about to be... No, it looks like those Doom Wheels are picking over targets. I think they're going after those skirmisher units, but the Skaven Slaves are not going to be a good target for those Doom Wheels. They might kill them all, but it's going to be a bit of a waste. And those Assassins, I'm not sure were the best take to take. They're very good against other heroes, but once those guys are gone, they're just going to be walking targets. Joey is not out of this yet. Let's see what's going on the other side. We've still got some fire coming in from those Plague Claw catapults, and it looks like Storm Vermin losing against these Gutter Runners. But they're just turning it to the side now. And yeah, that morale hit has just been too much for those Gutter Runners. Joey is out of the match, as we see her final Hell Pit Abomination being chased off the pitch here. The other one over here being completely flattered. Now, I think this leaves Mitch in a very good position. A very good position. That means that Mitch has got a almost full health Hell Pit Abomination. He's also got 2 Plague Claw catapults, and he can just keep on firing into Gary. I think he needs to target those Plague Claw catapults as well. If he can take out the other siege weapons, then he is sitting pretty. Warp Lightning Cannon there, just been completely torn apart. It looks like Gary can get them over, then he's actually got a few more options here. And Rich, of course. 2 Doom Wheels, still rocking. Still racking up the points. He has lost his lead though. I think he did a little bit too much focus on trying to get to a position where he was just all Doom Wheels. Once he was happy with his Doom Wheel spam, he kind of forgot about the rest of his army. But that assassin is just rallied. He can make short work of those Warp Lightning Cannon crew. If you can take those guys out, then that does take away some of the points advantage. Oh, and just look at that. What a charge. Assassin is very low on morale, so he needs to be careful. He is winning, which is going to help. And those Plague Claw catapults are turning around because they're about to get Doom Wheeled. Tell you what, no one is out of this match yet. Rich might have not many troops, but he's definitely got a lot of options still. So many Plague Claw fire coming in. Plague Claw's now coming over against those Gutter Runners over there. The Gutter Runners are poisoned, quite an expensive unit. So if we can get a few kills on those, they're going to be very useful to Mitch. Mitch finally winning one here. And this is a really bad idea. Look at this clump. When you've got all of this artillery fire coming in, you do not want to clump your units. You're just giving him a massive target at that point. I think Gary's just trying to stay alive. When I say no one is out of this match yet, I'm not including Joey, who is actually physically out. I think Rich can come back into second place. Now, Gary has lost his Lord. That's going to be a big hit. We've also still got Doom Wheels coming in. With an Assassin to back him up, against these Skaven Slaves will be an easy target for him. So just racking up a few more points, and you can see Gary Dean's off the pitch. He's gone. I think Rich can still get into second place here. Now, he's trying to chase down these units whilst they're still routing. Once they're broken, you get a lot more points. Warlock Engineer just getting flattened. Try running away from this. Oh, Doom Wheels are just the best unit in all of Warhammer. Oh, that poor guy. Look at him. Torn apart. Look how many points that's gotten for Rich, who's now moving into second. Joey, why don't you come on the desk and join me on commentary? Gary is now completely out of the match.
Good. Can't believe that guy.
He just hates you, doesn't he? What have you done?
We made an arrangement to smash Mitch, but either way, he didn't follow through.
No, he properly backstabbed you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
The
goodness.
truest Skaven move I ever saw.
That is pure Skaven. One of those Doom
As
Wheels
the
now being
t-shirt
rowed.
says, that's
That's
a
a
grudging.
grudging. That is a grudging. Mitch still has a Hell Pit Abomination at the moment, so he's still got plenty of damage he can deal. But, of course, the issue is very small targets here. Rich, I think, is probably just going to try and rack up as many points as he can just to try and get himself maybe pushing into third place or second place. I think I don't want to spoil the ending for you, Joey, but I think maybe you've come last.
As I say.
You
here
were
for the
my
fun.
favourite contestant, though.
Thank you.
You brought the pain.
I enjoyed it a lot.
It's so much fun.
No, it is.
Honestly, I wish Dogbit was here so I could still be one of the contestants.
He would be so ashamed of me. Never tell him what happened to him.
You know we're live streaming, right? In comes the Hell Pit Abomination. That's going to be the end of that Doom Wheel. I don't think there's anything left for Rich here. He's got 9.8
Come on,
points
Rich!
for him. He's still got his Legendary Lord, actually. He's still got a Warlord.
Rich still has his honour intact.
He still has on
Oh,
intact.
yeah.
I love the Warlord unit. Very cool armour.
Did you see
And
on
he's
Queek
just
off though?
hiding. That Queek off was amazing.
Right, and then I got the Hell Pit, boom, and then killed him off. That was so satisfying.
I think the reason you lost that battle is because Mitch just managed to pop those trophy edge just before you, which meant that he had a little bit more time to do that damage. He's popping all his buffs on his Warlord now to just try and get as much damage as possible. Gary coming in now. Gary at third place. How do you feel about that?
Somehow, Gary.
Gary, we've got some serious words to have, and that is going to be the end of that battle. It looks like Gary has won the whole tournament, I reckon.
It's going in the Book of Grudges, mate.
The Book of Grudges. All right. Let's look at the final scores. Mitch coming in first place with 17,000. That looks like that's that's 2 matches. Sorry, that we've had 17,000 come in, which is very, very interesting. We've also got Rich coming in at second with 9.8 thousand points. Very close behind him, Gary with 9.3, and Joey. I think this is your highest score of all the matches as well. 5.6 thousand.
Woo!
Round of applause for Joey.
Thank
Chat.
you. Yeah.
Considering she got targeted for the entire stream,
Every battle.
I think she's done a pretty good job.
It was fun.
Well,
Gary.
the map.
No, Gary.
The map.
Gary,
The
shush,
map.
shush, shush.
The map. was
I heard that you had an agreement.
did
a
we not,
Skaven
Gary?
agreement.
When we left this room, did we not awkwardly point at Mitch and go,
And I did stab him a couple of times. Like, it's
just like a
a
Skaven?
couple of times.
Chat, if you're disappointed
Classic.
in Gary,
I mean,
can we get... Just spam the word disappointed.
right in the back.
Gary, I'm disappointed. I can't believe you do that to Joey.
You won this tournament, but you lost your honour, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
well, Skaven.
Disappointed. Shame on you. Someone said proud. Someone's a
you.
Skaven fan in the audience. So that was definitely one of the most ridiculous battles I've ever seen.
Yes.
That was fun. Mitch, you won it. You finally got a win in free-for-all. How do you feel about that? Let's give him the mic. Let's hear those words.
Yeah, pretty good. I think, Rich was, as we were saying on the way down, he was really concentrating on killing Gary, which works great for me because I think Rich was focusing on his Doom Wheels, which allowed me to get my Rat Ogres and just kill all of Rich's ranged units that were just kind of sat there. And then I had some really nice artillery that was doing good work.
I'll tell you what, one thing about free-for-all is nobody has the micro skills to manage 3 different fronts.
No
It is ridiculous.
It's tough.
You've got to have so much eye on the ball that like eventually you're going to slip up. You're going to leave a unit just sitting there. And they're just going to soak points up.
Yeah.
Joey, unfortunately you came last.
I understand.
Obviously, for the first time on this stream, you've
I
come
was
last.
clear. I set the expectations. I managed them from the start. I am
However,
not competitive.
your highest score of the whole stream, and also probably your best battle as well. You had some really, really good engagements there.
That was
I
fun.
think the
Queek off was fun.
Yeah, the Queek off was great. And I think what won it, I was saying to Joey earlier, what won it is you just managed to pop those trophy heads just before. Obviously, Verminous Valor getting you on the ground as well was really good for the initial engagement, but that was fun
But
to
then I
watch.
had my help it come behind you and then smack you in the face.
And he was right next to the edge of the map, so as soon as he routed, he disappeared.
Yeah,
which was a little bit
pretty
upsetting.
much, pretty much.
But, yeah.
And am I right in thinking that you do get the points for them if you manage to chase them off the map? I think so.
I think they were saying upstairs. I think I heard someone say that if they get shattered,
Yeah, they get
the
completely
points.
completely broken.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
So Gary coming in as the winner, but also coming in at 3rd place.
Well, seeing as I didn't win this, I'm going to rat people out here. And we did have a conversation on the stairs on the way up. Where we
Unintended?
did say that we may or may not have, like... Artillery and Joey, basically, was the sort of sum of that conversation.
Where's the we? I think that's what you
This is a
said.
Skaven pact. I mean,
Come on.
Were you talking crap about me upstairs?
no, we all were.
Oh, good.
Ooh, oh my God,
I mean,
Gary,
it didn't
you're
work out, though, because we ended up in the smallest map. So we're all sitting there with artillery, and we're like, okay.
the
they're
artillery
in
was
range.
amazing. Most of the points came in from those plate claw catapults.
That's
Everyone
right,
had
yeah.
one as well. It was so good. It was just a sky of green fire. It was incredible.
I see. So it was floor 2 ganging up against me where I couldn't hear you guys.
Well,
I am getting
quite clearly
revenge.
not.
Getting
It
revenge.
backfired
Yeah,
on,
it did.
on
It
Gary.
did kind of backfire, but the intention. I mean, the intention was still there, but.
So, Rich, I can tell you had a lot of fun in that engagement.
I had a lot of fire in my eyes, and I was going straight for Gary and Queen.
Yeah.
Sadly, my assassin didn't do quite what I was expecting them to do, but my goodness, those Doom Wheels.
Oh, yeah.
I love them.
Oh yeah, Doom Wheels I think are going to be a mainstay of people's free-for-all armies when they're coming in. We're definitely going to see some free-for-all coming up on more streams in the future. And bear in mind, if you didn't see our announcement earlier, we are actually having a free-for-all tournament with some of your favourite influencers over in New York. Very illustrious. Ooh. Some are going to be joining me in the studio, some are going to be online, but we're actually going to see CA Dogbert himself commentating on that one. It's happening at midnight for us, which is BST, but it's 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Sure.
EDT something? Whatever New York is, basically. So it's going to be very fun. Have a look on our forums or on our Facebook to have a look at the announcement, and then you can get some details on that and just get some more free-for-all action, especially when we're going to see some very top-level players playing as well. It's going to be very fun. However, Dogbert, coward as ever, not going to get involved.
No,
Chicken
he
butt, I
doesn't
believe
play
it
the
is now.
game, does he?
Doesn't.
No.
He's amazing at the game, but he doesn't play it.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for joining us, guys. I am going to count up the scores to give you your official
No.
finishing places. Are you guys excited?
Is this where the crown comes in?
This is where the
Okay.
crown comes in.
Yeah,
So
we
let's
should
see.
know.
As loser, I'll hold it and give it to the winner.
Oh.
All right. Mitch coming in at the top of this one, and he has scored himself. Are you ready? 17,000 points. Very good. Very nice. Now, bear in mind, we're adding every single matchup, so you could actually be coming in second place, Mitch, if you play your cards right. Who knows? Who knows?
Solid third.
Second place for this match, we have Rich with his crazy Doomwheel stack, 9,891 points. Then Gary coming in at third place, shameful display, with 9,320 points. And is it a minus 20,000 for bullying? Is that how it works?
I think so.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gary, you happy with that?
It's
Yeah.
not
It's alright, don't
brilliant.
get me
It's role-playing Skaven, clearly. Right?
Oh, okay, role playing. All right, that's fine. And then Joey coming in at last place, unfortunately, with 5,683 points. So I'm going to do some very quick maths on my mobile telephone. Guys, who do you think has come in first place?
In your hearts doesn't count.
I'm going to go ahead and guess that Gary is coming in first place. Joey, let's do your scores first.
Go on.
So, Joey, you got 4,410 in the first one, plus 3,578, plus 5,683, with a combined total of 13,671. How do you feel about that?
That it's distinctly average.
Yeah, but good.
But fine.
Now, we're going to come in with Mitch next. Now, Mitch,
You
your
did one
first
third.
match. Sorry? You did want third.
I did want third.
So let's see
Tense
if you
moment
managed
for me
it.
here.
I reckon you've probably got enough points to get above Joey. So hopefully
I'd
that's
hope
going
so,
to
yeah.
clinch you not getting fourth.
Right here.
I think my last game I had more points than you in all 3 games, Joey.
Oh,
I wasn't going to say that, but like,
Everyone
yeah,
was
you
thinking it.
did. All right, coming in next with the scores, we had Mitch. First match, 8-2, 4-2. Plus, second match, 12-107. Very good match for you, that one.
It's going to be very close between
That's
me and
pretty
you, Rich.
good, that.
I think.
I've just looked that up.
I don't know, your last game you got a lot of
12-107
kills,
and
didn't
I
71.
did. Is this that first game that really let me down? So it's going to be close.
And finally, that win at the end, 17,088. Very good score. That gives you a combined total of 37,437.
Can I get that in pounds, please?
No, I can get you that in insults. How do you feel about that?
That'll do.
Okay. Coming up in, I think probably second place, you know. I think that's my tip. I'm not looking at the maths because I'm
I would
terrible at
agree.
it.
I would agree.
So let's see how Rich fares against you. I'll tell you what, just to give it added suspense, because
Do Gary.
because we know who's coming first, I'm going to do Gary first.
Oh.
So it's the battle for second place here. So Gary, first, you came in with 17,614, very good score, plus
it's not bad.
20,373. That one was an absolute whitewash. 376, sorry. And then your final matchup, you got 9320.
Yeah, not so great, that one.
That
That's
gives
hot.
you a combined score of 47,310. So just about 9k above Mitch. So not
too
you know,
much, to be
not
honest.
too much, especially in free for all. So 47,310. Chat, can you work out who got second? Can you do that maths at home
Do the
and
math.
figure out who came second, who came third? Rich, your first match, you came in with an impressive 14,649.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. Plus 12,107.
That's decent.
Plus, at the end, 9891.
I think that's good enough, yeah.
That is going to give you a combined total of 36,647, which means that second place Mitch is now a thing.
Wow.
So,
How do you feel?
He's disappointed.
I think I want to cry. I don't know if it's tears of happiness or tears of disappointment, you know.
in yourself, you've
yeah.
let Wales down.
Third place was kind of my thing.
Famously,
you know.
the third place country of the United Kingdom.
I don't know if I agree with that. Well, we'll have a chat about that afterwards,
All right. That means that in fourth place, we have Joey with 13,671 points. In third place, Rich with 36,647. In second place, Mitch with 37,437.
Does this mean, seeing as Rich fired me last time, can I have my job back?
You'll have your job back.
Yeah,
this
okay,
time.
thanks.
Coming in at first place, let's give him the crown.
No.
40. No.
It's Stephen Rules! Jeff, run!
47,310. Well done, Gary.
Jess has the
Thank
crown.
you, thank you.
Fight her for it.
Traitorous Skaven man, you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this stream. Please join us here on the exact same place. You can also catch it on Mixer on the official Microsoft channel. We're going to be in the Microsoft studio in New York playing some free-for-all with CO Dogbear and lots of influencers. It's going to be very, very fun. If somebody's moderating chat right now, if you can just post a link to that, that would be good as well. And we'll see you then. See you soon, guys. And remember, see you soon.